Okay, so I'm going to start off with my spinning rods. And this is actually another new one. So I said I only had one new one, but I have two. The reel I actually used last year. This is a Shimano HG 2500. It did the job great. It's on a finesse rod. This is a new rod. This is a Lew's Custom Speed Stick Light. It's got wind grips, you can see there. Let me get a close-up of the grip. The grip is really nice. It feels really comfortable. It's a 6'10", medium light. This is going to be for all my finesse stuff. So this is going to be Ned rig early season. I'll probably throw Senkos on this. I'll probably throw a drop shot. This is actually a drop shot combo. That's why I got the rod, because I needed one. The reel, again, it's a Shimano HG. It's really nice. I used this last year. I actually had it on a Veritas, and that got broke, so that's why I got the new rod. So I'll let you guys know as the season goes on how that rod feels. And then my other spinning rod is a little bit heavier. This is what I use for all my tubes, jerk baits, a little bit heavier stuff. This is an Iconelli technique specific. It's a medium. It's a 7'2" medium. You can see the backbone in this thing. You can see how heavy that is. It really doesn't bend at all, but it's got a nice soft tip. So use this when I'm smallmouth fishing, and it's paired up with a Revo Rocket 30 size. This thing is amazing because I don't know if if you fish smallmouths enough, you got where that big one comes in and they hit it and they'll be swimming towards you. So you really need to be able to take up a lot of line. This thing is super fast. So it does a really good job of picking up that line when I get a big one swimming at me, and I've started landing more. I was using a lighter action rod, and I don't think I was penetrating enough into the smallmouth lip, because the bigger ones are pretty tough. This is a great combo that I use, again, for fishing smallmouths in deep clear water. First, this is my first jig rod. This is paired with an EXO PT. This is a 6:6 to 1 gear ratio, and it is a Kistler, heavy action, fast. You can use this for pretty much frogs. You could use this for whatever you want, but I use it for jigs. So I've got it paired up with 20-pound fluorocarbon. It does really well. I've caught some big fish in the slop with this, and this thing is really bulletproof. The drag on this reel is really smooth. The rod handles heavy action stuff. And then here's my other jig rod. This is my other brand new combo. I got this at Bass Pro. It's a Johnny Morris. It's a Carbon Light 2.0 with a Johnny Morris reel, which I found out it has the wind grips on it again. It has a real nice feature right here where you can see you put your, let's see if I can see that, you actually can twist, and that's the pound test line you have in case you have more than one of these. But this is also going to be another jig rod. It's got 20-pound fluoro on it. This one is a little bit lighter action. I want to say this is a medium. This is a medium heavy fast action. And it's a high speed. It's a 7.5 to 1 gear ratio, so I can get them out of that setup. These are really nice. I like these. This is a Ducket Ghost. It's a medium action cranking. I got this paired with a Shimano Chronarch 200E. This is a really nice outfit. This has got 12-pound fluoro on it. It lets my square bills. This is a 5.5 to 1. I use this with all of my deep cranking applications because it's a little bit easier. So what I normally do is if I'm going in an area where I have a deep cranking situation, I'll put the deep crankbait on this because it's got the lower gear ratio, and then my other rod and reel is a Powell Inferno. This is a 705 CB, so this is a composite glass and graphite rod. It's medium heavy, moderate action, so it's got a real parabolic bend to it. And this is paired up with a Shimano Chronarch CI4, and it's 6'2 to 1. And then what I use this for is I'll use this for all of my square bills, shallow divers, And this is a real comfortable rod with that. So normally what I'll do is, if I'm in a deep cranking situation where I might want to cast up onto the shore, I'll keep a 2.5 or something shallow on here, and I'll put a deep diving one on the other one. So those are those two. And then we've got a spinnerbait rod that I use my spinnerbaits with. And so this one has got another EXO on it. It's also a high-speed gear ratio. It's 6:6 to 1. This is a Powell Inferno. I really like the Inferno. This is a 704C. It's a heavy, extra fast, and it does great for spinnerbaits. And I've got, like I said, that's a Quantum EXO, which is a really nice reel. It's 6:6 to 1. And this rod is really good for spinnerbaits. I use it primarily for spinnerbaits. Although I could put worms on this rod, I usually keep a spinnerbait tied on this rod because I have other rods for the worms and that stuff. And then I got my frog rod. This is also a Powell Inferno. I really like these rods. They're very comfortable. This is a 765C. It's a medium heavy extra fast action. It's got a Shimano Chronarch 50E, which is actually a little small for this setup, but it does the job. It's got the drag that it has. I think it only has 11 pounds of drag, but this thing really does a great job. I've caught a lot of big bass. Just crank the drag all the way down and yank them out of there. I also use this for really heavy cover jig fishing. When I'm in, if I'm punching mats or something, so I use that rod. And then the last rod I have is this rod's kind of an all-purpose rod. I love this thing. This is one of my first setups that I bought. This is a Shimano Core. The reel is a Core MG7. It's a 7 to 1. It's on a Shimano Kumara rod, which is really nice. And this thing is a medium extra fast. I can throw everything on this. I mean, I could throw little 1/4 ounce jigs on this. I can throw weightless flukes. I could throw weighted flukes. I can do Senkos with this. I can do weightless Texas rig Senkos. I do jerk baits. This rod does everything. This is also 12-pound fluoro on here, so in case I get into something a little bigger. And the rod, even though it's a little smaller setup, it really handles the fish good. This is a really a great all-purpose, and the reel is just, you would never even know. Like when I bought the reel, I didn't even think there was a reel in the box because this thing is really light. So those are all of my setups. Those are all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've got 9 setups that I'm going to be using this year. Hopefully that'll help you pick out some of your stuff and give you some idea of why I fish, the actions and the powers of the rod. I know that stuff can get kind of complicated, but I may put up another video and just focus on like my crankbait rods and the reels, so that you guys, I'll put a little more tech specs up there. But yeah, that's all of my rods that I'm going to use this year. I don't think I'm going to buy anything else unless I break something. And thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more videos, and don't forget to like and subscribe.